Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, I've done Honkai Star Rail tier list before, but this time we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a Honkai Star Rail tier list for the meta. Now, I don't usually do meta tier lists, but I've decided I'm going to do it now, just because I feel like I know enough about the game now to be able to accurately kind of state this. But anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. What I'm basically going to be doing, I'm using a bunch of different tier lists as reference, plus as my own information to kind of combine this together to make a general kind of tier list that you guys can use as a guide to decide what characters you might want to build. Okay, so here's what we essentially have. This is effectively the tier list we've got, and yeah. Okie dokie, so basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rating all these characters from S to F, so let's see how we kind of go with that. So remember, we're not doing aesthetic, we're doing purely gameplay for meta reasons for this one. Okay, so first up we have Tin Yun. So I'm going to do these two together purely because they basically serve the same role. But Tin Yun is definitely A rank. She's very, very good. She has essentially damage boosting. She's your damage buffer for your team. She's the 4-star variant of that, so she's very, very good. She's also a lightning unit, so she gets points for that. But in all honesty, she's, although very, very good, although Tin Yun is very, very good, she's basically just a slightly more budget Bronya. So if you have the 5-star Bronya, Bronya is going to be quite a bit better because she gets damage buffs, she gets crit damage buff, she's just really, really good in general. And you can also cleanse and you can accelerate your turn order and make things go first. So Bronya is just one of the best supportive units in the game currently for offensive support. Now, if we're talking defensive support, I'm going to butcher this guy's name a little bit. 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙿, he's definitely an S rank, purely for the fact that he's just unkillable when he's on your team. He just gives you a team just an absurd amount of shields, and he's really, really good for that reasoning alone. I'm going to put 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉 at the top of A, purely for the fact she's a really, really, really good healer, but there's one healer that's probably better than her. So she's probably the second best healer in the game, and let's just do all the healers now that we're here. So where is Natasha? Natasha. So Natasha I'm going to put at the bottom of kind of an A. She's still a really, really good healer, not quite as good as 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉, but the thing with Natasha is because she's free to play, because she's a bit easier to get, she's pretty good for that reason, and also she's actually pretty decent. She's one of the only... Actually, I don't know about 𝙀𝙗, but I'm pretty sure she's the only healer in the game that has a cleanse, which is huge. I could be wrong about that. Let me just check 𝙀𝙗's kit quickly. Okay, so never mind, I was wrong. 𝙀𝙗 also has, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, also has a cleanse on his heal. So, but the best healer in the game is currently 𝙀𝙗. If you don't have him, unfortunately that's fine, but he's definitely one of the best healers in the game by far. And we should be getting another healer in the next update, so hopefully... Fingers crossed they're good. They're going to be a 4-star healer, so maybe we'll get another decent free-to-play healer. Okay, who we got next? We've got Clara. See, I'm going to put her at B. I think she's really, really good. She has potential for a lot of damage output, but she requires a bit of a team to get it kind of invested with her. And she also requires a very specific team setup. She's not the best for all forms of content. But overall, I'd say she's really, really good. I just personally don't think she's as good as some people say, but she can be kind of insane. She just requires a lot of investment, a lot of setup and stuff. And for the damage trade-off you get, it's like, it's okay. She's pretty good, don't get me wrong, but there are better options for DPS if you need that. Currently, what's this guy's name again? Yang Gengshi. I'm going to pronounce that super wrong, sorry. But I'd probably say he's high B. He's the only currently, like, main ICE DPS in the game, from my understanding. Like, all the other ICE DPSs have like sub roles they kind of fill, so he's just a pure damage dealer, but he's honestly really, really good. I would probably put him at B, maybe bottom of A. No, I don't think I can. There's, like they said, there's a lot better characters. He's good, he has some great damage output, but I just don't think he's all that necessarily that great. Let me just confirm something. Actually, you know what? No, B's a bit too low. We're going to put him in A rank. He does have some good damage output, so we'll put him in A rank. Alrighty, so the Trailblazer. Okay, so we're going to use the female Trailblazer to signify the fire character and the male one here to signify the physical DPS. So I would say the female Trailblazer is C rank and the fire Trailblazer is C rank and the physical Trailblazer is probably... And the physical Trailblazer is probably either D or E. I'm honestly going to put him in E. I don't think the physical Trailblazer is all that great. Then we have Asta. She's an offensive support. I believe what she does is she increases speed. Honestly, I'd probably put her in C. She's pretty decent, but there are much better options out there. Then we have Arlan. Honestly, he's going in F. Don't build this guy. He's objectively the worst character in the game. Pretty much every other character you can see here, you can build to an extent and you will get a functional team out of it, but this dude just sucks. There's literally no reason to run him. He doesn't really do damage. He hurts himself, so he's going to be constantly on low HP. This guy just kind of sucks. Don't even bother. He's just trash. Just literally don't bother. Okay, so we have 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿. Now here's the problem with 𝙀𝙓𝙃. A lot of people thought that he was going to be doing a lot of more damage than he does, and unfortunately he doesn't. I'd still say damage output wise, he's probably high B, low A. I don't really know which one to put him at because I haven't really experienced using him too much myself. But for those of you who don't understand the way it works, most of his, you build stacks with 7 attacks, and then most of your damage comes in with your follow-up attack. I'm going to put him in high B just because his damage output was kind of disappointing, and I don't think it's as good as it could have been. But obviously, yet again, any of these characters can be built really well, but I just don't think he's up there with like the top kind of characters. Okay. 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿. Probably the second best offensive support character in the game, just for the fact alone that you can put weakness break on anything for your characters. Basically, you can make, if you're building like a mono elemental team, she's the best one for that, because you can just make any enemy weak to anything, any element you want, which is great. So 𝙀𝙓𝙃 is a really, really good option for an offensive support. She's without a doubt S rank, and she also just makes the game kind of easy mode. This girl's name, I forget how to pronounce her name. I'm just gonna put her in C rank. I think she's like the same kind of level as Asta. She's not bad, she's not great. She may be a little bit higher. Let's put her in B. No, I know, I really can't. She's C. I don't think she's very good at all. Alright, 𝙀𝙓. Arguably the highest single target DPS in the game. Currently the highest output of DPS in the game. So if you didn't get her in the first banner, try and get her in the future, because she's going to be a very good character. Even to date, with the new characters that have been coming out, she is still the #1 highest DPS character. Okay, March 7th. I would say she's low A. If you don't have 𝙀𝙓𝙃 or 𝙀𝙓𝙃, however you say his name, she's going to be a really great option as a secondary shield giver. And as a free-to-play 4-star character that you get given for free, I say that's pretty good. You get extra points for that. But overall, she's a pretty decent character. She can do freezes. She has the shield buffing. She has a follow-up attack. Overall, I would say she's a pretty damn good character, especially considering you get it for free. Kind of nice. Okay, next we have 𝙀𝙀. I would say probably top of B, low A. His damage numbers are not as high as some of the other characters that are DPSs. What? I think he gets extra points for having the slow and imprisonment. No, I can't put him any higher than B. He's really, really good. If you need it, you can build him well and he can work on a lot of teams, but it's not like with like 𝙀𝙓 where you can put her on any team, or 𝙀𝙓𝙃, you can put him on any team, or like he has higher damage output, but you can't put him on every team. But he just like slightly lower damage output, but great utility. But at the same time, a lot of these more higher up characters you can use on just like any team and it'll just function and work well. Where they don't feel like he necessarily always fills that role. Okay, this is one of the newer characters. This is Wukong. This is the character everyone was given for free, which is essentially another damage buffing kind of style of character. Honestly, I'm probably gonna skip over her. I actually don't know too much about her yet because I haven't really had much time to build or test her out. Speaking of which, let's just automatically move. Well, these two characters we're not going to talk about because I haven't played this one because it's not in the game yet, and this one I don't really know enough about to kind of say an opinion on. Alright, Dongheng. I would say this character is B. If we're potentially talking about the new one coming out, maybe A rank or maybe S rank. I don't know yet. Yet again, the new version we have not got to play. But B rank, definitely for Dongheng. Pella. Okay, so Pella's actually, believe it or not, probably A rank. A lot of people sleep on this character. She's actually really good because she gets defense drops, she gets a bunch of buffs, she does some okay damage. She's a really, really good offensive support. Not quite on the level I would say of Tinyun or, where are we? Tinyun, like 𝙀𝙀𝙃 or Bronya, but still very much a slept-on character. A lot more people need to check out this one and potentially build her, and she's kind of cute too, so why not? Okay, I'm going to do these two together, Kafka and Sampo. The reason being is Kafka is really, really high. I'm just going to put her just straight up. She's S tier. She does amazing damage output. And the reason why I'm putting Sampo with her together is because Sampo gets massive extra points when she's on a team. Not when he's on a team with Kafka. And for that reason alone, Sampo gets a lot of extra points purely for that reason alone. However, if you do not have Kafka, he is probably down here. I'm just going to say this right now. But just keep this in mind, I am ranking this based off the fact that you have Kafka with her. He gets a lot of extra points on a team with Kafka because he's so strong. These two are like really strong together. These three, like her, and him are just insanely strong together. So that's why he's getting high ranked. But do keep in mind, if you don't have Kafka, he's down here. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this list in the future. Alright, Su Shang. I'd honestly say she's probably low B. She's just basically a budget Zealer. That's the way I see her. She's kind of okay. She does some decent damage output, but I wouldn't say she's anything crazy. Oh, let me actually check something quickly. Nah, you know what? I think she's actually down here. I think she's probably like top of this list, actually, now that I think about it. Her damage output is just not as high as like some of the ones up here. So I don't think she gets points for that, unfortunately. I want to like her, but unfortunately... no, I want her to be better, but she's unfortunately not. Same thing kind of thing with 𝙀𝙑𝙋. I'd say she's probably on the same level too. She's a lightning DPS, has a bit of AoE damage with a single target, has a bit of bounce. But honestly, she's probably down here. You can build her to be good. Yet again, you can build any of these characters to be good, but yeah, she's probably down there. Okay, Blade. You're going to see there's a lot of really powerful characters in the game. Blade is probably the best wind DPS in the game. If you missed out on him, that's unfortunate, but he's a very, very good solo carry main DPS. He's very, very strong if you can build him right and know how to use him on a team. He's very, very, very strong. Okay, 𝙀𝙑𝙋𝘼, I would say, is on the same level as 𝙀𝙑𝙋. Very, very strong, decently high DPS. But you kind of lose some points for being AoE in this game, and AoE mainly character, and the reason for that is a lot of the things where you have the most difficulty dealing with are those elites, are those bosses, which benefit more from being hit by single target. There are exceptions to this, of course, but 𝙀𝙀𝙋 kind of falls off a little bit because of that reasoning alone. But then you're probably thinking like, well, why does Kafka get extra point? Kafka just does insane amounts of damage if you compare her with like a dot team, so she gets up higher, whereas 𝙀𝙀𝙀 doesn't really function that way. She doesn't get massive bonuses or massive increases in damage output from having dots. She just does dots herself. Wait, I think she does. Wait, she does dots, doesn't she? She does burn. I think she does a burn dot. Hold on. Let me check something. I could be wrong about that. Maybe she doesn't do burn, but she just because of being AoE, she doesn't really get as many high up, unfortunately. Alright, Herta is probably, I would say, another F rank character. Unfortunately, she's not very good. She basically has like one use case, and that's basically using her on a counter team with what's her name, 𝙀𝙀𝙀, and I think there was another counter character, I can't remember which one, but basically use her and her together for a counter follow-up team. I think you can also use like Clara as well, but that's the only use for Herta. You should not be using her in any instance. That being said, I don't think he's bad. She's as bad as 𝙀𝙑𝙋, so maybe we'll put her here. One of the things a lot of people don't realize about this character here, she's actually kind of slept on, I would say. If you don't have a good 5-star main DPS, especially for fire, I say she's probably your best option. She does a lot of surprising amount of damage output for the character she is. She does good break damage, and overall, very, very, very good 4-star character if you can get your hands on her. These other two characters here, obviously I'm not going to be rating just yet. We've also got the new version of Dung Hung, and then we've got two characters coming in 1.4 that we know about currently. I think there's actually a third we know about. I will do an updated tier list after 1.4, all the 1.4 characters come out on this thing. We'll add them in, maybe adjust and rebalance some characters on here. But this is what I would say if you're looking at trying to choose one character you want to play with at the moment. These are probably how I would weight things on the character personally myself. But yeah, anyways guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, I'll be updating this tier list very, very soon.